36 to 38 centimeter. Divided by 2, so this is 18 centimeter. So this is the shoulder point, right? Then this can be the shoulder seam. If we extend the shoulder seam, it's going to be like this. So now we know this trench coat shoulder seam is more sloped than the basic shoulder angle. When I measure this distance from the shoulder point. Hi, I'm Jin. Welcome to Pattern Studio 101. Today, I'm going to draft this trench coat pattern. This is one of the vintage Burberry trench coat. As you can see, it has raglan sleeves with a shoulder seam. What's interesting is that the shoulder seam is completely straight, not curved. When it's straight like that, you can actually remove the seam and cut it as one piece, but you can also keep the seam for design purpose. The bicep area is quite wide, which gives more mobility to the arms. It's a double-breasted front closer with collar stand and collar. A box-pleat vent at the center back, full lining, a long waist belt, and sleeve belt. There are also detachable epaulettes on the shoulders. Lots of classic trench details. But don't worry, the pattern itself is not too difficult to make. I have two samples here, same design, same size, but two different colors. I'm not sure the size name, I can't find the size label, but since they fit my dress form, I'm going to use the chest circumference 88 centimeter. It's about 34 to 35 inches. I'll show you exactly how I measure this coat and copy the pattern step by step. If you ever need to replicate a reference sample, this process will help you. And I will also explain everything using chest circumference. So if you're drafting from body measurement, you will understand how to apply it. It's going to take several episodes to complete the whole patterns. Alright, let's get started. Place the sample on the table or the floor. Make it flat as much as you can. Make sure all the seams are folded, side seams and shoulder seams. When I placed the sample, I found the front and back armhole depth are the same. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I usually make the back armhole depth slightly larger than the front. But in this trench coat, the back and front armholes are identical. If the back armhole depth is bigger than the front, when you fix the underarm point, the shoulder seam would be on the front. But as you can see, I can make it flat from the underarm point to high shoulder point with the seam, which means the front and back armhole depth are the same. Okay, so it's going to be simple. Let's start with the back. Draw a vertical line. This is the center back and it's the coat length. My example is 109 centimeter. To get the chest measurement, place a ruler underarm to underarm and measure the height to the center back neck point. I got 28.5 centimeter, so 28.5 centimeter down. Draw the underarm line. You measured the back chest and this is half of it, 28 centimeter in this example. Since the chest circumference is 88 centimeter, the body measurement, 88 divided by 4 is 22 centimeter. So now you know the ease is 6 centimeter, 24 centimeter in total. For the armhole depth, if you make a pattern with body measurement, again, 88 centimeter divided by 4, so 22 centimeter, and it went down another 6.5 centimeter. This is pretty low underarm. For the hem sweep, you measure it, hem sweep, except the vent, and draw a horizontal line. My example is 36 centimeter, 8 centimeter bigger than the chest. Connect to the underarm point. Let's find the neck width. When you measure the neck width from the garment, make sure two high shoulder points are clean and flat. Because the collar or collar stand pushes the high shoulder points out, it's very easy to get inaccurate measurement. Once you make the garment flat, place a ruler, high shoulder point to high shoulder point. So then you can take a measurement easily. And you can also get the back neck drop. Neck width I got is 19 centimeter. So divided it by 2, 9.5 centimeter. So on the pattern, this is center back neck point. So this is 9.5 centimeter. If you calculate from the body circumference, 88 centimeter divided by 12 is 7.4 centimeter. So you widen the neck width about 2 centimeter, right? Because this is 9.5 centimeter. Back neck drop is 2.5 centimeter. You can draw the back neck curve. Okay, shoulder slope. This is a raglan sleeve coat. So there's no shoulder point on the garment. So I'm going to show you how to measure the sleeve angle, which is shoulder slope, from this sample. Since this coat has the same front and back armor depth, it's pretty easy to place flat from the center back, shoulder, and sleeve. Don't worry about the underarm area. Make sure the garment is flat and place a ruler from the sleeve hem to the other sleeve hem. If you have a long plastic or metal ruler, it would be great, but I use a measuring tape. You measure the height first. I got 21.5 centimeter from the center back neck point. So here. And the length is 68.5 centimeter. You can connect to the high shoulder point. You measure the shoulder seam length on the garment and cross-check if the pattern is correct. If it's a little bit off, adjust it. You can move this point a little bit up and down or left and right. Mine is pretty close, so I would say this is a shoulder slope. Even if this coat has a raglan sleeve with the shoulder seam is straight. So it's pretty simple. Let's see then how we can find the shoulder slope with the body measurement. My example of chest circumference is 88 centimeter. Then the shoulder width probably 36 to 38 centimeter. Divided by 2, so this is 18 centimeter. So this is the shoulder point, right? Then this can be the shoulder seam. If we extend the shoulder seam, it's going to be like this. So now we know this trench coat shoulder seam is more sloped than the basic shoulder angle. When I measure this distance from the shoulder point, it is 1 centimeter down, 1 centimeter lower. So you can do that this way if you're making the pattern with the body measurement. I'm going to delete this guideline. Okay, let's draw the raglan seam. I measured the distance between two raglan seams at the neck curve, and I got 6.5 centimeter. So half of it. Look at the sample. When you place the garment flat, you cannot make the underarm area flat, right? So find a point where the flat area ends. It doesn't have to be exact. It's just a small trick to copy the raglan seam, the same shape. So let's say you can make flat the garment until this point, and there's a excess fabric below this point. Then you measure the distance from the center back and also height. You mark the point, and you know the raglan seam curve will pass this point. Above this point, the curve will be this way. And below this point, the curve will be the other way. So this is the body raglan seam. So the back body is ready. If you enjoyed this in any way, shape, or form, please do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. I truly appreciate your love and support from the bottom of my heart. Have a great week. See you next time. Do you know I make PDF written instructions for all my YouTube videos? Go to my website and become a member. Every Wednesday when I post a new video, I send PDF written instructions to your inbox. With time, you can build your own pattern making library. It's amazing. Head over to my website, patternstudio101.com. The link is below the video. Have a great week. See you next time.